Hey, Carol Kinzer here to continue reading Unmasking Autism, Embrace Your Autistic Identity, Overcome Executive Dysfunction. And it doesn't show me the rest of the title, but that's okay. It's in the description. So, got the Kindle screen shared. Close some of these other windows that I don't need. And okay, I don't need that one. Okay, page 40. And unmasking adult autism. By consistently evaluating yourself, you can set realistic goals aligned with your values and aspirations. This introspective process supports setting achievable milestones and opens avenues for personal development beyond the social context you find yourself in on a regular basis. Personal 2024. Oh, I didn't give the author, did I? Oh, this is Neuro Nature, and this is by Neuro Nature. I don't know if it's a group or what. No matter. I'm Unmasking is never a linear journey. It comes with. It seems like I read this. Did it take me back too far? Oh, well, it's okay. Unmasking is never a linear journey. It comes with its challenges and triumphs, often requiring commitment and patience. Accepting where you are in this journey helps maintain balance, as progress might not always be visible or measurable immediately. Understanding that adaptation comes from embracing diversity in human experiences leads to greater empathy and self compassion. Different scenarios require different approaches. This makes flexibility all the more necessary. Through reflective practice, you can learn to pivot strategies when necessary without blaming yourself for any setbacks encountered, fostering a healthier relationship with the self. Before we move on, so far, we've begun to explore strategies for unmasking and improving social interactions, emphasizing gradual and safe methods. When you're ready to start revealing your authentic self, the focus is on starting small, choosing supportive environments and people, and setting realistic goals. Balancing authenticity with social demands requires effective communication and observational skills. Identifying suitable moments and practicing boundary setting is essential for maintaining personal integrity while engaging with others. By recognizing the art of strategic compromise, you can align your actions with personal values without compromising any aspects of your core identity. Through exercises like journaling and mindfulness, addressing emotional triggers becomes manageable, promoting healthier interactions. As you continue your journey, remember that unmasking is a personal process that unfolds at your own pace. with each step contributing to greater self awareness and empowerment. Chapter number 3. Ga- yeah, that's where I should have started. That's okay. Gaining greater social and emotional awareness. Gaining greater social and emotional awareness becomes achievable once we learn how to understand and navigate the subtle cues we encounter in daily interactions. These skills can be empowering for any adult on the spectrum, opening doors to more genuine connections and knocking down communication barriers. Facial expressions, tone of voice, and body language play crucial roles in conveying emotions. Learning to recognize and interpret these signals requires observation and practice. When you become attuned to these nonverbal cues, your ability to connect with others on a deeper level improves, building empathy and improving relational dynamics. In this chapter, we'll look at some practical strategies for identifying and responding to emotional cues through various means, such as reading facial expressions or recognizing nuances in tone. We'll also talk a bit about cultural considerations that influence how emotions are expressed and perceived across the globe and in diverse communities. By working on skills like interpreting microexpressions or adjusting your own emotional responses, you can build meaningful interactions and reduce common misunderstandings. A big part of this is gaining the tools to regulate emotions effectively in different social scenarios. I'll provide you with insights into these concepts, hoping to increase your ability to navigate complex social landscapes with ease. Reading facial expressions. One moment, take a drink. Understanding how neurotypical people use and interpret facial expressions can be incredibly beneficial for enhancing communication. They are one of the most straightforward and universal means of conveying emotions for neurotypical people. And by learning to read them effectively, misunderstandings can be minimized. Understanding what a smile, a frown, or a raised eyebrow means helps paint a clearer picture of someone's emotional state. This ability to recognize primary emotions through facial features is essential for effective communication as it bridges the gap between verbal and nonverbal signals. Among neurotypical people, it's well understood that facial expressions generally represent similar emotions across cultures. However, there can be variations, which means that even among neurotypical people, effective communication often requires an understanding of these cultural nuances. For instance, what might be recognized as a sign of respect in one culture, such as avoiding eye contact, could be perceived quite differently in another. The concept of quote unquote display rules indicates that cultures dictate specific guidelines regarding the display of emotions. Ekman 2021. Some cultures may encourage the open expression of emotions, while others might stress restraint. By appreciating these differences, we can better navigate social interactions in our daily lives, encouraging empathy and reducing the risk of miscommunication. Microexpressions. An essential aspect of this mi- lies in recognizing microexpressions, brief, involuntary facial expressions that occur in response to emotions. These fleeting expressions are important because they can reveal true feelings even when someone tries to conceal their emotions. Microexpressions typically last only a fraction of a second and require sharp observational skills to detect. Identifying these can greatly increase our level of emotional intelligence, allowing us to see the underlying emotions that are not overtly displayed. Frith, 2009. Practice exercises. Once you're ready to start improving your skills in reading facial expressions, engaging in practice exercises can offer substantial benefits. Observing people in everyday situations, paying close attention to their expressions, and trying to guess their emotional states can serve as practical exercises. You can practice this through live interaction or by using resources like video clips or images in which individuals express various emotions. Pause to analyze and identify the emotions being portrayed. Over time, this can help strengthen your observational abilities, allowing you to understand emotional cues more nuancedly. Reading between the lines. A genuine smile usually indicates happiness, but other expressions like a stiff upper lip might mean different things in different cultural contexts. For example, while Americans might directly show disapproval with a frown, some Asian cultures might opt for a more neutral expression to avoid embarrassment. Recognizing these distinctions can help you navigate diverse social landscapes and improve cross cultural interactions. The benefits of being able to read facial expressions. Learning to observe and interpret facial expressions accurately can help you become attuned to the emotional currents of others' social environments. This skill permits a deeper connection with others and encourages real engagement with their emotional experiences. Imagine a friend telling you they're fine, but their subtle wince suggests otherwise. Picking up on this slight hint allows for a more compassionate response, perhaps asking if they need support, thereby strengthening your relationship. Appropriate responses. Understanding the role of facial expressions in communication extends beyond the recognition of others' emotions. It's also about responding appropriately. Suppose you notice someone displaying signs of anxiety during a conversation. A sensitive response would involve speaking calmly and offering reassurance, demonstrating that you've acknowledged their unspoken feelings and are willing to accommodate them. Interpreting facial expressions is not just an analytical exercise, it's deeply tied to the art of empathetic interaction. It enables a richer dialogue in which participants feel seen and understood beyond words. This heightened emotional awareness empowers you to respond in ways that cater to the needs and emotions of others, making each interaction more fulfilling for both parties. Recognizing tone of voice and emotions. Understanding tone of voice is a key strategy for improving social and emotional awareness. Tone conveys emotions beyond the words we use, acting as a powerful communication device. This understanding is helpful for anyone looking to improve their social interactions and build meaningful relationships. Tone of voice consists of several components that express emotions and alter messages. Volume, pitch, and pacing are all elements that can change how a message is perceived. Volume helps convey emotions like assertiveness or vulnerability. Speak too softly, and you might come across as lacking confidence. Speak too loudly, and it could be interpreted as aggression. Finding the right balance in volume is key to ensuring your message is not only heard, but also received in the intended manner. Everyday Speech 2023. Pitch refers to the highness or lowness of your voice and can reveal emotions such as excitement, anger, or sadness. A higher pitch might indicate enthusiasm, while a lower pitch could suggest seriousness. Strategically varying your pitch can add depth to a conversation and emphasize specific points. Pacing, or the speed at which you speak, communicates urgency or calmness. Speaking too fast may overwhelm the listener, while speaking more slowly can provide greater clarity. Adjusting pacing based on the context aids listeners in processing information effectively. Selby 2023. Contextual listening. Contextual listening allows tone to be interpreted accurately. The same word spoken with a different tone can convey entirely different meanings depending on the situation. Paying attention to the context in which something is said is essential. A casual comment among friends will often differ markedly from the tone used in a professional setting, though, of course, this is highly contingent on the kind of place you work in. Recognizing the context of the situation at hand allows you to interpret tones more accurately, helping avoid misunderstandings. This skill becomes particularly important in varied social scenarios where cues are subtle and multi layered. Role playing practice. Role playing practice is an effective method for practicing how to interpret and use tone. It offers a safe environment to experiment with different tones and receive immediate feedback. Through role playing practice exercises, you, you can come to better understand how different tones affect conversations and outcomes. Ask your friends or family members to help you simulate real life situations such as a job interview or a friendly chat. This allows you to practice adjusting your tone according to the setting and desired result. Try to choose scenarios that reflect common social interactions. Don't forget that greeting someone new versus comforting a friend requires different tonal approaches. Be mindful to engage in a role play with a partner who can offer constructive feedback. This feedback should focus on how the tone affects the listener's perception and emotions, providing insights into areas for improvement. The value of these exercises lies in their practicality. Regular practice helps fine tune your ability to switch between tones seamlessly, increasing confidence in real world interactions. Building this awareness will help you connect more deeply with others by expressing genuine emotions and intentions through their voice. It's important to remember that tone of voice isn't just about projecting emotions, but also about receiving them. Being attuned to others' tones can enhance empathy, allowing us to respond appropriately and foster stronger connections. For any autistic adult aiming to build fulfilling relationships, this influences how you perceive and engage with the world around you. Managing emotional expressions. Gaining greater social and emotional awareness is a valuable skill, particularly for autistic adults seeking to understand their experiences better and improve social interactions. Your ability to control your emotional expression in social contexts can streamline your communication effectiveness and prevent misunderstandings. Let's explore strategies that can help you gain better control over your emotions and how they are expressed. Self awareness. Understanding emotional expression begins with developing high levels of self awareness. By becoming more conscious of your emotional state and how it presents itself through your body language and facial expressions, you can start to manage these expressions more effectively. Self awareness helps you recognize when your emotions might be clouding judgment or communication. If you find yourself frowning during a disagreement, for example, recognizing this allows you to adjust your expression to remain open and avoid escalating tension. Deep breathing. One effective strategy for regulating emotional expressions is deep breathing. Deep breathing calms the mind and body, providing a moment to pause before responding to emotionally charged situations. Focusing on slow, deep inhalations and exhalations helps reduce immediate stress responses, which in turn supports better emotional regulation. This can boost confidence by ensuring that actions in social situations align more closely with your true intent and less with reactive impulses. PhD 2021. Seeking feedback. Another approach to managing emotional expressions involves seeking feedback from others. Talking with friends, family, or colleagues about how your emotions come across can offer insights into unconscious habits. Soliciting this kind of feedback helps highlight areas where your emotional expressions might not match your intentions. For example, a trusted person could point out if your tone often sounds more frustrated than you mean it to, giving you a chance to alter your approach. Writing it all down. Learning to journal, pardon, is another beneficial practice for emotional regulation. Documenting daily emotional experiences provides clarity on recurring patterns and triggers. By writing down situations that evoke strong emotional reactions, you gain insight into what might consistently affect your mood. Journaling also acts as an outlet for constructively expressing emotions, reducing the likelihood of them surfacing uncontrollably in public scenarios. Clin 2021. Although many autistic adults may face unique challenges in reading and responding to social cues, applying these strategies can enhance interaction quality. Understanding your emotional landscape, aided by tools like mindfulness and feedback, improves how you express emotions to others and interpret theirs. This leads to fewer miscommunications and encourages more meaningful connections. Developing emotional control does not mean suppressing genuine feelings. It simply means learning how best to express them in socially acceptable and constructive ways. Techniques such as cognitive reappraisal, thinking an emotional response to oh, sorry, rethinking rather an emotional response to a situation, reappraisal, can further support emotional management. This method encourages evaluating events from different perspectives, reducing negative emotional impact and promoting positive expressions. Reflection and personal growth should come naturally as you continue implementing these practices. Social confidence grows as you navigate your emotions with intention rather than reaction. You become more adept at handling varied situations elegantly, lending authenticity to your interactions. Building successful relationships becomes far more manageable with dedication to understanding and controlling your emotional expressions. Techniques for emotional regulation. In the pursuit of greater social and emotional awareness, learning to regulate emotions is of the utmost importance. Emotions can be complex and at times overwhelming, especially in social scenarios. Fortunately, there are a number of effective techniques that can help you manage your emotional responses more adeptly. Practicing mindfulness. Mindfulness practices stand out as a powerful tool for enhancing emotional stability. By focusing on the present moment, mindfulness allows us to become more aware of our current emotions without harsh judgment or immediate reaction. Techniques such as breath control and sensory relaxation enable us to distance ourselves from the grip of intense feelings, allowing us to perceive them from a neutral perspective. Chowdhury 2019. Through consistent practice, these methods help us gain a deeper understanding of our own emotional landscape, promoting long term emotional resilience. During moments of stress, taking deep, measured breaths can help keep anxiety from escalating. It's about finding that serene center within chaos and gradually developing an ability to respond rather than react. Using visualization. Alongside mindfulness, coping strategies like visualization are invaluable in bolstering emotional resilience. Visualization involves mentally rehearsing positive outcomes or comforting scenes, which can make you feel empowered even when faced with challenging situations. This technique works by creating a mental buffer between yourself and your negative emotions, helping you transform potential threats into manageable experiences. Clyn 2021. Picturing yourself successfully navigating through a difficult conversation, for instance, can instill confidence and reduce apprehension when the actual moment comes. Since the human imagination has the power to influence reality, if you can see it, you can achieve it. Staying active. One moment. Un momento, por favor. Physical activity also plays a role in regulating emotions and mitigating stress. Exercise releases endorphins, hormones known to improve mood and alleviate stress. Activities such as yoga, walking, or any regular physical exercise encourage consistency, which is key for sustained emotional well being. Physical movement is a natural outlet for emotional tension, often leading to clearer thinking and improved mood. Clin 2021. When engaging in activities that challenge the body, we simultaneously provide the mind with a break from the incessant overthinking we're so often plagued with. A brisk walk in nature can provide a much needed reset for a day gone awry, with each step encouraging tranquility and perspective. Developing a comprehensive strategy. Integrating these techniques forms a comprehensive strategy for regulating emotions across diverse circumstances. To begin incorporating these practices into daily life, you might establish a routine that incorporates mindful moments, visualization exercises, and regular physical activity. Starting the morning with a brief meditation session helps set a tone of calm readiness for the day ahead. Pardon. One moment. The day ahead, the day ahead, the day ahead. Where was I? The day ahead. Schedule visualization sessions before expected stressful events. In the evening, try incorporating a relaxing physical activity into your routine, like stretching or a leisurely walk. Over time, these routines can support your immediate emotional responses while building a resilient framework for future challenges. As we seek to elevate our emotional intelligence, it's important to remember that mastery in emotion regulation doesn't imply suppression or avoidance of emotions. Instead, it points to an evolved capacity to experience and process emotions judiciously. Emotions are integral to human experience, serving as guides that reflect our interactions and environments. We can ensure a balanced emotional life by attending to them thoughtfully, practicing mindfulness, employing healthy coping strategies, maintaining physical health, and seeking professional guidance when necessary. Social communication tools. Mastering effective communication is all about diving into the nuances of how we interact with others. At its core, it involves paying attention to a range of subtle signals and practices that can make or break our conversations. For many autistic adults, striving to enhance their social skills, unlocking these elements can lead to more profound and meaningful interactions. Mhm. The ability to connect and communicate effectively is both for personal relationships and in professional settings, where understanding conversational dynamics can lead to improved collaboration and teamwork. By examining these key aspects, We can learn to engage with those around us in ways that foster mutual understanding and respect. Understanding conversational cues, effective communication extends beyond the words we exchange. It involves understanding conversational cues, which play a crucial role in how we engage with others, particularly for autistic adults seeking to improve their social skills. Let's examine these cues more closely and see how they shape our interactions, helping us connect more meaningfully with those around us. Social cues in conversation. One of the most fundamental aspects of effective conversation is turn taking. Conversations are typically a back and forth process in which each person gets a chance to speak and listen. Recognizing when to take a turn in speaking promotes mutual engagement and fairness. Elementary, my dear Watson. I'm glad when this section is finished. But moving on, because I don't want to skip ahead and miss something important. This practice also reduces anxiety as it provides clear expectations of when one should contribute. Imagine being at a gathering where everyone is talking over each other. It can be overwhelming for many of us. Mhm. However, once you come to know that when someone pauses or makes eye contact, it's your cue to speak, the interaction becomes that much smoother. Turn taking allows all participants to feel valued and heard, creating an inclusive environment for all. Creative Commons 2012. The next thing to think about is identifying topic shifts. This is key to maintaining relevance in conversations. It's common for discussions to evolve or change direction. Recognizing when the topic has shifted allows you to stay engaged and contribute appropriately. This helps avoid misunderstandings and keeps the conversation flowing naturally. For instance, if you're discussing weekend plans and your friend suddenly starts talking about their pet, recognizing this shift allows you to adapt your responses, ensuring that you remain part of the dialogue. Staying attuned to these changes helps you to staying attuned to these changes keeps you involved while showing others you're actively participating. Reading tone. Emotional inflection recognition is another important part of conversational cues. Your tone of voice often carries as much weight as the words themselves. Being able to interpret emotional inflections means you can empathize with whoever you're speaking to. This skill is particularly helpful in discerning between tones that convey s- sarcasm versus sincerity. For example, if a colleague says something like, "Great job," in a flat tone after a presentation, recognizing their lack of enthusiasm might indicate sarcasm. On the other hand, a warm and enthusiastic tone would suggest genuine praise. Understanding these nuances enables you to respond more effectively and build stronger interpersonal communications. Grossman 2024. Being aware of context and setting. Context cues are powerful tools that shape the meaning of interactions. They include environmental factors and nonverbal signals that provide additional information about a situation. Paying attention to these cues helps you set norms and enhance comprehension. In formal meetings, the setting itself suggests that conversations should be kept professional and concise. However, the same discussion in a more casual setting might allow for a more relaxed approach. Context cues help you adjust your communication style to suit the environment and audience, ensuring your message is received as intended. Judith N. Martin and Thomas K. Nakayama, 2010. Nonverbal communication essentials. Nonverbal communication is an integral part of any effective in person interaction, often conveying more than just words alone. Understanding how facial expressions, gestures, posture, and proxemics, the amount of space between you and the person you're interacting with, influence communication can significantly can significantly affect your interactions. Facial expressions. As I mentioned previously, facial expressions are one of the most powerful tools in nonverbal communication. They convey emotions without uttering a word and play a vital role in driving empathy and understanding between people. Don't forget that these expressions serve as windows into a person's emotions, helping others to respond appropriately. Recognizing and interpreting these cues accurately is crucial for successful social interactions as they contribute to presentation and how we perceive others. Cherry 2023. Gestures. Gestures are another key aspect of nonverbal communication. They complement verbal messages by clarifying meanings and enhancing communication styles. Common gestures such as nodding to indicate agreement or waving to say hello add context to spoken language. When signaling for someone to come closer, for example, a beckoning hand gesture reinforces the verbal request. Gestures also vary across cultures, and understanding these variations helps avoid misunderstandings. Posture. Posture is a subtle yet highly telling indicator of an individual's confidence and attitude. How you sit or stand during a conversation can reveal a lot about your feelings and intentions. Open postures like standing straight with relaxed shoulders generally signal confidence and openness, encouraging positive interaction. Conversely, closed postures like crossing arms or legs might suggest defensiveness or disinterest. Awareness of your own posture as well as others help gauge the dynamics of a conversation. Consciously adjusting your posture to align with the message you want to convey can improve the effectiveness of your communication. Cherry 2023. Proxemics, personal space. As I mentioned previously, proxemics involves understanding the physical distance individuals prefer to maintain between themselves and others. This aspect of nonverbal communication is influenced by social norms, cultural backgrounds, and individual preferences. In Western cultures, maintaining eye contact and having a comfortable amount of personal space is generally seen as respectful and attentive behavior. However, in some cultures, closer proximity during conversations is a sign of familiarity and trust. Adapting to these cultural norms and respecting personal boundaries is essential for effective communication. It shows respect for others' comfort levels, promoting mutual understanding and cooperation. Siegel 2024. Building active listening skills. Active listening is a critical skill that can enhance interpersonal interactions. If you wish to improve your communication abilities, remember that developing active listening skills is an essential step toward building deeper connections and understanding others better. Reflective listening. Reflective listening is a vital component of active listening. It involves carefully paraphrasing what the speaker has said to reinforce understanding. By doing this, you demonstrate that you are fully engaged in the conversation and are making a conscious effort to comprehend the speaker's message accurately. It requires you to focus on the content of what is being communicated rather than formulating your response while the other person is speaking. If someone shares their experience about a challenging day at work, for instance, you might respond by saying, "It sounds like you had a really busy day dealing with multiple deadlines." Such reflections show that you are attentive and value the speaker's experience, encouraging a sense of validation and facilitating further communication. Bergeron and Loignon 2024. Asking open ended questions. Asking open ended questions is another technique that invites speakers to elaborate on their thoughts and feelings. Open ended questions encourage detailed responses, showing genuine interest in what the speaker has to say. Instead of asking yes or no questions, consider using prompts like, "Can you tell me more about that?" or "How did that make you feel?" These types of questions encourage dialogue and offer the speaker the opportunity to provide more context and depth about their experiences. This enriches the conversation while showing respect and appreciation for the speaker's perspective. Carter 2023. One moment. Eliminating distractions and minimizing sensory triggers. Eliminating distractions is a crucial strategy for maintaining focus during a conversation. In our modern world, smartphones, noisy environments, or even wandering thoughts can easily disrupt communication while also triggering sensory issues common to people on the spectrum. To practice effective active listening when sensory distractions and triggers are present, It's important to first minimize the distractions. Do your best to turn off notifications, find a quiet space, and give your full attention to the speaker. Making eye contact and nodding occasionally can also signal that you are present and engaged. Removing distractions improves your ability to listen actively while conveying respect for the speaker, indicating that you value their input and are eager to understand their perspective. Carter 2023. Summarizing. Summarization plays a key role in confirming comprehension and solidifying memory of discussed topics. It allows both parties to ensure that the message was received as intended. After a conversation, you might restate the main points to verify your understanding. For example, you could say something like, just to make sure I'm following, you're planning on reviewing the project tomorrow and will let me know if any changes are needed. Is that right? This technique ensures clarity and it reduces misunderstandings, providing both parties with a chance to clarify any uncertainties. Additionally, summarization helps retain information, making it easier to recall important details later. Bergeron and Loignan 2024. Putting it all together. Implementing these active listening techniques can lead to more meaningful and productive interactions. Reflective listening, open ended questioning, and eliminating distractions and summarization contribute to a more engaging and empathetic communication style. Once mastered, they can empower you to connect with others on a deeper level, understanding their emotions and perspectives more fully. This, in turn, strengthens relationships, builds trust, and leads to a positive communication environment where everyone feels heard and appreciated. Dealing with small talk. For those with autism, small talk can be a source of great confusion. This seemingly pointless social behavior is fairly important to neurotypical people, so let's get you up to speed. This way, you'll have some effective techniques for initiating and maintaining small conversations, reducing anxiety, and making these interactions enjoyable and meaningful. Uh huh. Uh huh. Small talk. Creating conversation starters. Actually, it's been about close to an hour. I think, yeah, almost an hour. And I think I'll pause it there until next time. I'm going to write down page 60. Otherwise, it takes me back like 5 pages. Page 60, 39% in Unmasking Adult Autism. Embrace your autistic identity, overcome executive dysfunction, and empower your neurodivergent self by Neuro Nurture. See, I know it's supposed to be sick. You weirdo. I'm talking to Kendall as the weirdo. Kendall is the weirdo. Okay, so loses the Kindle. Nobody took me up on my offer to discuss the topic. That's okay. Peace, love, and empathy, everyone. And thanks anyone who might happen to watch this later on. I appreciate it. And what else? That's it. I'm looking for the button. Oh, I keep forgetting where I'm at. StreamYard or YouTube? I'm streaming from StreamYard this time. The button is up top. Here we go. Take care, everyone. Love you all.